Muslim Action Day last year. Did anybody here go? A few people? So it's really, really exciting. Last year we had almost 500 Muslims at the Illinois State Capitol, lobbying on different issues. But also, the important thing is that we showed our legislators that we do have a number of Muslims who are engaged in civic and political life. So for Muslim Action Day this year, it's going to be on April 22nd. Muslims from across the state are going to be going to Springfield and going to the state capitol building in order to talk to the legislators about issues that concern us. Now, why do we lobby? Why is it important specifically for Muslim community members to go and lobby? Can somebody answer that? Why is it important for us to go and lobby?
We have to get our rights.
Excuse me?
We have to get our rights.
Okay. Anything else? So there are many reasons why lobbying is very important. It's to, going to Springfield shows legislators, other political officials, that the Muslim community is civically and politically engaged, which is very, very important. We have a large Muslim community in Illinois. I think the number is around, estimate between 400,000 to 500,000 Muslims in Illinois. And that's a number that's, it's a very powerful number. Another reason is to be, active and participate. But also make sure that our young people who are actively participating and providing mentorship. So one of the goals for Muslim Action Day last year and this year is to also mentor our young people to become leaders in the future. Showing the power of the Muslim American community. Voting, going out, lobbying, whether it's Springfield or Washington, makes us have a voice. It shows our legislators that we do care, and there are issues that they really have to pay attention to when it comes to the Muslim community. Build political support for the Muslim American community. Showing up in large numbers, being out there, being active, builds political support for us as well. I'm going to go over a little bit how the day is going to look like. I do have it here. Right here. So it's going to be a very long day in Springfield. So for those of you who went last year, some people felt like it was a short day, others felt like it was a long day. It is a long day, especially for those of you who are coming on the buses that morning. I think buses are leaving anywhere between 6 and 6:30 in the morning. Am I right, Brother Javid? What time is the bus going to leave here? 6:30. So around 6:30, the buses are going to be leaving here from Chicago and other areas in the state. You should be arriving in Springfield, I would say about 10:30, 11 o'clock. So it's about 3 to 3.5 hour ride. Once you arrive to Springfield, before you arrive, there's going to be some folks already in. There's going to be some Muslim community leaders in Springfield that morning, and we're going to be having a breakfast at the governor's mansion. So between 7 and 9 a.m. We've invited different legislators, so they'll be attending that breakfast inshallah, and hopefully the governor as well. At 10 o'clock, there's going to be a press conference in the Blue Room in the Capitol building. That press conference is going to be focused on announcing the Muslim Action Day, but also having different Muslim leaders speak, and hopefully inshallah some legislators speak. Any lobby day that happens, usually this is kind of the agenda for the day. So in the conference, we'll also be talking about the different issue agendas that we're going to be lobbying for. So 10:30 to 11 o'clock, the buses will be arriving. All the buses are going to be arriving at the Howlett building, which is right next to the State Capitol building. At the Howlett building, around 11 a.m., inshallah, we'll be starting a small rally. Does anybody know what rally means?
Yes.
What is it?
To show our presence.
Show our presence, exactly. So at the rally, inshallah, we'll have this year, last year we had almost 500 people. Inshallah, this year we're going to have, I'm hoping double that number, around 1,000. We're trying to be hopeful. We're going to have some more speakers on the stage that day at the Howlett building. So different community leaders talking about the Muslim community, the power of the Muslim community, but also we've invited some legislators to come out and speak as well. Just to kind of show their support for the Muslim community. We should be in there for about an hour, I expect. During that time, we'll have packets ready for everybody at the Howlett building. The packets will include a map. Some of you will be getting those on the buses, but in case you don't, we'll have a map of Springfield, a map of the Capitol building, and we're also going to try and have all the legislator names with their office numbers as well, to make it easier for people to find the legislators. And then the exciting part starts around noon. So around 12 p.m., we're going to all leave the Howlett building, most likely go down through the tunnels to the state capitol building. So from 12 to 2, it's only 2 hours, so it's a very short period of time. From 12 to 2, well, that's the time for all of you to go and try and find your legislators. From 12 to 2. Then around 2 p.m., we're going to try and all meet at the Visitor Center, which is also right next to the Capitol building on the other end, for lunch, and about 3 o'clock is going to be departure. So, how do we actually talk to, once we find our elected official, and I'll tell you, we'll talk a little bit about this in a few more slides about how to find your elected official. But once you do, how do you actually engage with that elected official? Has anybody here ever called their legislator's office or went to their office? How was that?
If we have any problem, we can talk to them here in our local office.
Exactly.
And if they are not available, we have their office they have in Springfield also.
Exactly.
We can contact both places.
Yes, very good. So have you ever actually talked to your legislator?
Several times.
And how was that interaction?
Very good. Even I called from India, 16 people. I sponsored 16 people. 3 of my nephews, they were over 21 years of age. 6 months passed. So I got the letter from the congressman as well as the senator. So in order to this one, they accepted him after the 6 months.
Wow.
The last period passed,
So
after the age of 21.
That's what, you have a really nice legislator who actually helped you out, right?
Yes.
So, introducing yourself to your legislators, talking to them, sharing with them what challenges you're having, they're public servants. Whether you're a senator, you're a congressman, you're a state representative, they're public servants. They're here to service their constituency, correct?
Correct.
So you had an issue and you went to them and they helped you out, which is wonderful.
Correct.
So while we're in Springfield, it might be a little bit difficult to find your legislator, but once you do, what do we want to talk to them about? How do we present ourselves to our elected officials? There's 3 things we definitely have to know once we get there, right? We have to know our community, which means, knowing how many Muslims are in the state, and if you know how many Muslims are in the district that you are living in, that's a plus as well. Knowing your organization, so knowing, issues that your mosques care about, your schools care about, issues that your community cares about, that's very important as well. Knowing the issue agenda for the day. How many of you have seen the 5 things that we're going to be lobbying for on Muslim Action Day? Has anybody seen that yet?
No.
No, okay. So maybe at the end I can go over some of the issue agenda as well.
I think when Sister Samrin Khan was here, we have some information on council website, but looks like that was not updated. So maybe you can revisit
Okay,
that.
so we'll go over it really quickly towards the end a little bit. So other than that, knowing your community, your organization, and your issue agenda, know your legislator really well. It's very important. Knowing what their voting record is, knowing what they actually care about. And a lot of times, when I go to Spring